Judy. Let me get my blanket because it is cold in here in this living room. You know what? I was just thinking I need to start calling this section of my talks, Judy. You know, when we sit down and we kick it and kiki. You know what? I'm getting to the point I need to call this section, I really hate you. I really hate you. And I don't mean anybody particular. I mean the system. Here it is, 5 a.m. on 4:50 Central Time in Texas. And I saw something on the news. Once again, I'm seeing another heartbreaking story, or I'm reading another heartbreaking story about another child who has died. And once again, it has to do with a mother and her living boyfriend or baby daddy or whatever the case might be, and where once again our local friendly CPS has dropped the ball and probably once again with one of their many pre-planted in the book 1977 excuses. When is this shit gonna stop? When is it going to stop? I thought I went over this clearly in my last video about Melania Davis, the little girl who they found, you know, an update on that. If you don't know, they found this little girl, you know, this stepdaddy or living boyfriend or whatever, the guardian says that she was kidnapped by some Mexicans and they took her, they knocked him out and they threw him and his body, they threw him somewhere on the other side of town. We'll come to find out he killed this little girl, probably hit her one time too many, or whatever the case might be, and took off with her body and dumped it somewhere in the country in Alabama. Okay. He didn't go far enough. What he should have did was, once he did that, took his ass to hell, drove off a bridge, hit a tree. I'm sorry if this is your family, you know, I'm sorry. But something, I guess I've said before, anybody that puts their hands on a child, especially an innocent child, deserves to just jump off on the bridge into the fires, deep fires of Hades, okay? Now, here we are once again, god damn it. Now, I may be pronouncing her name wrong, but I think her name is pronounced Alona Halo Williams. Now, I come to find out, this happened, this child died last year. It's been a whole year. Now, her grandmother is so tormented over this because she has felt like CPS dropped the ball. They ain't dropped the ball. They fucking dropped that bitch flat, stepped on it, flattened it, and then let the dogs come in and chew at it until it's one big tattered mess. This child, they said, you know, 3 years old, was happy, playful, joyful. You know, her name, they nicknamed her, you know, they called her by her middle name, and, you know, her name is, Halo, so we're going to refer to her as that. And Halo, you know, the grandmother says one day this child shows up with a splint on her arm, hand all bruised up, and you know what happens when you hurt your hand or, you know, almost break your arm or something. So she had a splint on her arm, and her, you know, from the pictures they show, you know, poor fingers and hands were so inflated from, you know, the injury. She did what the government or what the state or the city says you're supposed to do when it comes to a child, or you think a child is being abused or something happens. She calls CPS. CPS dropped the ball. Okay? they removed the little girl and her brothers at one point in history, and they put them with the boyfriend's mama and daddy. Okay? They put these children with the boyfriend's mama and daddy. Not, this man ain't the husband. He ain't legally, he may be their daddy, but he ain't legally the husband. And I think the story also said that, you know, don't quote me, but supposedly the mama and daddy also had some criminal activity or had police records. And why they didn't take these children to her mama? Okay? Also, the story states that CPS allowed the mama to have unsupervised visits with her children while they were in somebody else's care. Alright. Some time has passed. The grandmother that wants justice now, she gets a phone call. Her baby, her little angel, is in the hospital. Can't breathe, in a coma, or probably been put in a medical coma. Come to find out, the report says this child had injuries, had been assaulted, been sexually assaulted. Also, she had a stomach full of blood. Who the hell has got to put this, got to touch a 3-year-old? What in the world possesses somebody to sexually assault a 3-year-old? I can't even put my mind around it. What makes you so evil, so just downright the nastiest horror movie ever, on 2 legs with 2 arms, do something so heinous? Okay? This child had a stomach full of blood, had been sexually abused, and she's in the hospital half dead. It's a shame. Because you know what pisses me off? You got people like my friends in upstate New York who have fought for years and years and years to adopt a family of children. They have been through every interview process, every home check, every interview. They've gone through court cases after court cases and probably have spent money after dollars, and they went through it for years, and they finally got custody of all the children, this one particular family or whatever, and now they're, you got people like that who are put through the ringer and who do not want to hurt children, who just want to love them, who want a family. And CPS and the adoption agencies and all this in the courts put these women through hell. Put them through hell. But then all of a sudden you got these people over here who got these children who are slapping their children, beating their children, sexually abusing their children, got their children out here on video, walking around here talking about, you can't fuck with me, you can't fuck with me, fuck you, cursing, screaming. Got these children smoking weed on camera, leaving them with the worst babysitters next, that probably make Freddy Krueger look like a fucking angel. But ain't nothing really happening to them, Ain't nothing really. You got these kind of people getting away with hell. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, because I said it before, you got men like me, yes, they give me a hard time. They probably wouldn't let me be a foster parent. They probably wouldn't let me adopt because I'm a single gay man with disposable income, I tried that co-parenting thing, and it turned to be a disaster. And the person who robbed me of my dream to be a great dad, I got some choice. I forever in my natural born life, I will always have some unflattering choice words for this person. But you know what? I'm classy, not trashy. So I'm never going to put it out there like that. I'm not going to put her name out there like that. Even though she done ran me down in the ground and tried to get everybody in the world to be in her amen corner and make me look like the bad person when I wasn't. But I'm not going to do that because, like I said, I'm classy, not trashy. I'm an adult. All right? But what I'm saying is, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying all gay people should, make great parents or we the best people to be. Because there's a lot of people in my community that ain't worth shit. I wouldn't give them a goddamn puppy dog because of the stuff I know they do. Okay? Trust me. And I know a lot at my age. But all I'm saying is this. CPS, the Department of Children Protective Services, whatever you want to say, call yourselves the Department of Family Services, whatever. You know what? It's easy. If these children are being abused, and you know that they're being abused, take them out of the home. If you got a grandma, an aunt, an uncle, if you got somebody in that family who is loving, caring, who really wants these children and don't want them separated or wants to take care of them, give them to them. But then also put in some paperwork. Now, this is what I propose. Just like, you got the foster care system with all these foster parents and some of them who ain't worth shit because they just in the foster system just to get that extra money that these kids get. Put them on that same system. Make sure that they got money to take care of these children now that they're bringing into their homes. It's just that simple. Because a lot of times people do not want to take other people's children because they don't have the extra money or they think it's a burden. Because most of the time it's about that finance, it's about that money. It's just that simple. And I know some of you go, oh no, Mr. Edmond, it's not that simple. No, Thomas, it's not that simple. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. There are too many of us out here who will take these children and take care of them. Yes, there are. There are many, many people. You're not looking for them. You're not counseling the right people. You're not considering the right people. Not everybody wants a baby. There are many people who would care and raise these children. You governors of these states, even that, if you care and you're watching this and you are an official, you need to take these words I'm giving you and run it up the flagpole to Chester Cheeto up there on 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, because he cared about the wrong thing. And now if he wants to get reelected again, if he wants to be the greatest president that the United States have, he needs to get behind children. He needs to get behind children. I don't know, or I don't think I've seen in the last couple of presidents that I voted for, the presidents that's been, I don't know many people, and I'm not trying to advocate or get on the fan base, for the Obamas, but they seem to really have cared about children. They did. That's why we have acts like the DACA Act and the whole school food thing, that Michelle tried to, create. They really worked for children. Now that's what we need, because in order for us to stay a strong country or to make America great again, we need to invest in our children. Point blank. Okay? point blank, to you, and excuse my mouth, but you dick thirsty hoes, learn protection. If these dudes do not want to use a condom, then you don't lay down with them. I don't care how thuggish he is and how cute he is and how much he whispers sweet nothings in your ear. Hence the word nothings, because he ain't whispering shit to you. You can put your goddamn ear up to a goddamn stereo speaker and let Usher sing to you. For all I care, you're going to get the same effect. Put your ear to the goddamn TV or your face up to the goddamn TV while Adam Levine is on, and rub your face up and your ears up against the screen a couple of times until you get an orgasm. It's the same effect. And you ain't going to get no kids out of it. Stop this shit. We have a problem, a real problem in our country. I don't know how Canada does it. I don't know how France does it. I don't know how Japan does it. You know, how they do it down in Australia. I'm interested in knowing, but we need to stop this shit. Because it's going on and on and on. Right now, as I speak, there is a child clinging for their life. There is somebody up at 5 a.m., 6 a.m. somewhere, 4 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, and they're beating on their child. They're touching their child. And in a couple of hours from now, nobody's going to do shit. Especially if it's reported. We don't seem to care until this child is dead. Stop it when you first hear about it, and these children will not end up dead. Stop the abuse on these children. If you are a neighbor, if you see something, reach out. Call somebody. If you have to fight until you get a black eye or a bloody nose, protect these children. Invest in these teenagers' lives out here who are running the streets so they don't become hoes and escorts and end up doing something nasty or end up in porn or what you know, on heroin or drug dealers or worse, convicts. Stop this shit. Seriously. Because if we don't, there'll be more bodies in the morgue, more prisons, because we done failed and these children ended up in jail. You know, and it's a shame. We are supposed to be one of the most successful, richest countries in the world, and we're not taking care of our own. We're not, and that's a shame. We are failing these children. You know, no wonder why other countries got these kids surpassing ours, because we too busy worried about everything else. And then on top of that, we got so many innocent children dying, so many people just getting away with murder. You know, if you can't afford to have kids, if you don't want kids, if kids frustrate you, then figure out something. Number one is just that simple. Put a condom on your dick and keep your legs closed. That's the start right there. That's the start. Children ain't popping off of trees. You know, the stork ain't dropping them from the sky. And trust me, and God stopped placing his hands on virgins' bellies a long time ago. Okay? He did that because he had a mission. He was on a mission. And of course, a lot of us failed that mission or still don't get it. But seriously, protect these children. And if CPS not going to do it, then take it upon yourself to do it. Get with somebody. Get with an organization. Get with somebody. You know. So, and on that note, Judy, because I'm so frustrated I can kick this camera over or punch somebody. Ciao. Until next time, just remember, put that in your tea mug and sip on it. But better yet, get another tea mug and share your tea and your coffee with a child and sit them down and protect them. Or share your tea with somebody who wants to help you protect children. I'll talk to you later. Remember, protect these children. It's just that simple.